Right, Cobra's King Tour Iron in today's review. I'm going to give it a test. We're going to take it out on the golf course. I've also got a fun challenge where I'm going to try and beat the PGA Tour averages from a distance while I show you the numbers of these clubs from the dry ball data. MIM technology. So they're really trying to push feel, sound, and then construction looks with this club is what Cobra is saying. So there's a bit of tech. There's lots of pretty feels in here. Does look good. Let's get it out on the course to kick us off, see what it feels like in the real world before we bring it inside and test it for the numbers. Maybe a fraction long initial looks, but stunning. There's a lot of nice down in here. And a lot of talk about what they feel like, what they're doing to make them feel as good as possible. So let's play a few holes and see if we can feel any difference with them. That one felt pretty nice. So what we get from Cobra in these irons is definitely some of the best looking irons you will see. Like, they look really good. For me, the blade length is a fraction long for my personal taste, but that might not be your personal taste. I still see the beauty in the top line and the shaping, in the chroming, in the next to no offset. Like, they're stunning. And like in the comments down below, are Cobra the most underrated golf company out there? We'll talk about the tech in a second, but we got Arccos in the top of this. Were they the first company to put it in their clubs? I think they were. So many things they do that just seem to go a bit under the radar because, again, the golf world is about shouting rather than always just about performance, it seems. But that is as classic looking as anything down by the ball. Again, let's see if I can get this feel out of them because it's everything they're talking about with these. Like, it does, it feels solid, it feels soft, it feels nice. The shaping to the sound to the feel, like, kind of all makes sense. It's got the word tour on it, like everything falls exactly into place where you'd expect this iron to be. I need to hit another one, that felt good. It's lovely and windy out here at Honiton today. It does make me feel like I want a club that allows me to control the flight, control the feel, you know, really have that kind of player's feel, which this is doing. It has to be said, like, that feels as good as anything I've ever hit. Like, literally, like, it's one of those ones that you hit and you just think, oh god, yeah, that feels nice. Like, I'm impressed with that. So let's see exactly what Cobra are saying about these irons. What is the tech that they're happy with in these? So let's talk about the tech in the King Cobra Tour Iron. It's the MIM technology that Cobra are really enjoying using. They've used it in older products and now brought it over to this iron. So what it allows them to do is basically less hands-on processes. It keeps it pure, it keeps it more true to what they want it to turn out like. It allows them to shape and do exactly what they want in the forging and casting process of making this iron. So for me, that's something that we might feel when we hit the ball, but also it's something that obviously for their processes that they make, they're going to maybe be a little bit more proud of, that we're going to really see. Because obviously sometimes I think in club tech, it's the processes that the manufacturers do in the construction that like impresses themselves how they've achieved what they wanted to achieve. When we actually hit it, do we feel that? Well, we'll see if we do as we play with it more on the golf course. But MIM is really there for this soft feel that I definitely felt as I was hitting those first ones. It's the core to what's giving it that kind of tour feel that maybe the better player or any player might desire with this kind of club. We get the tungsten weight in the toe. This allows them to move the sweet spot where they want it to be, to give you that solid feel when you strike it, they're saying. Also maybe help a little bit with stability with having that tungsten weight out in the toe. Obviously in an iron that maybe isn't the most stable, any little support out in the kind of peripherals is only a good thing. And then we get the TPU insert right in the back here in the hitting area, absorbing vibrations. Again, everything about this club is so pushing it towards trying to feel as good as anything I think Cobra have ever made. And then we get Cobra Connect, powered by Arccos. So just in the top of the club, which I like because when I put the sensors in the top of the club that I tried, just put them in the end when I was trying Arccos,
it actually made the club feel a different kind of balance. It didn't feel quite right. Something I could have got used to, but it didn't feel exactly how I wanted to. Having it in the grip, which Cobra have really led with, it must be said. We've got Ping doing it now, and obviously Stats at the moment are so massive in our game and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, you have to tip your hat that Cobra were very early in taking this, and I think it's just an, you know, even if you don't use it, it's just something that gives you the option to really see if your new purchase, your new iron, is actually helping you or not.
So there's a lot of talk, isn't it, about getting it to feel exactly how they want. Obviously we've got the tungsten weight, which is helping us with those hits, which is all fun and games and nice. I mean, I look at the 5-iron here, it looks great, but it's slender. Like, you need to be happy with what you're doing. Like, I look at this and I want my chunky 6-iron. Like, I don't want this. Not saying that doesn't look great, and obviously there's loads of golfers in this bracket who do want this. They don't want the kind of massive 6-iron that I've got. And in the irons, there's definitely a bit of a Callaway Apex kind of look to them, and at the same time it's a little bit blade length of what the old TaylorMade used to look like. It's a funny mix in this club. I'm seeing other clubs in it. That's not a bad thing. Right, 5-iron, hanging lie, early morning. Wish me a lot of luck. Oh, it does. They stand out, honestly. You try these irons. If you went and get fit and put these in your bag, or sorry, you put them in your fit sessions to try, you're definitely gonna notice that feel. You're gonna hit them and think, oh yeah, the others don't feel quite like that. They're uber soft. I'm gonna hit another. So I'm gonna hit another shot, same club. I'm gonna keep this one low, I'm gonna punch it. I'm gonna play shots with it, and that's something you really wanna think about when you're getting fit. Like, you absolutely feel like you could do anything with these, apart from possibly, because they are bladed, for me, is launch them as quite as high as I would want. That's where I'm losing. I can definitely keep them down, I can hit them a nice height, but because of the slenderness of them, for me and my speeds, I would struggle to get these in the lower lofted over trees. But you know, they're tall, they're made for people in theory with speed. But that doesn't mean people without speed couldn't game them. You might just not go to the 4-iron or the 5-iron. You might start chunking up and just enjoy the feel in those short irons a bit more. Right, before we throw to the numbers, I'm going to hit a 5-iron off the tee and then hopefully a 7 or 9-iron into the green. And then we got a fun little game with the numbers to see if because they're tour player, kind of tour clubs written on them. I'm going to see if I can beat tour player strokes gained average from distances, which should be fun, and you can all laugh at my poor performance. Off the tee, obviously I'm pretty clean hitter off the tee with my irons. I'm not taking much of it. Nice shot. I've said it, it's a standout feel on these. Nice 5-iron, middle of the green. I'm gonna hit a downwind, so I'm just gonna hit a little pushy 7-iron in there. Again, tiny bit clean, but feels solid. And that's a pretty nice shot. Should we go and look at the numbers? Maybe let's go and see what I can actually do with these irons. Let's see what numbers I get out of this then. I'm going to hit the 7-iron. So I've gone back to 2019 because it was a full season, and we've got Danny Willett hitting it inside 23 foot from the ranges of 150 to 170, I think it is on the PGA Tour website. So I'm going to hit this 7-iron. The hole, it's Celtic Manor. It's the 3rd hole, beautiful par 3, just an hour up the road from us, and it's 164 yards. So I'm going to hit 10 shots. Can I beat, in very stable conditions, the tour average from this distance using this 7-iron? And we'll also look at the numbers as we do it. 10 goes. Come on, Danny. Here I come. Oh, I've holed the first one. Go on. Oh, Danny, will it that? What I always like about these tests is obviously I'm going to hit 10 shots in a row. They hit their shots in a full season, like not
all in a row, did they? So much harder for them. I've got a perfectly flat lie, no wind, and I know the yardage is right. It's much easier for me. It'd have been sloping lies and everything. But still, Danny, that was closer. Again, the feel does translate in here. It just feels so solid. Oh, I'm dialed. Oh, there's a drop off. Drop me off. So post comments down below. What do you think? Can I beat the tour average of 2019 from this range? 164 for me, theirs is 150 to 170, or not? That's a little bit scabby fin, that. Let's see how it does. Is it going to get up there? Yeah, it's done quite well, isn't it? Really that different to the others. And seeing the spin numbers come in, they're looking quite nice, quite true-ish, like you would imagine with this kind of club. Struck that really solid. I just need to hit that about 4 foot left. Oh, we can't. I want a 1. Let's get a 1 on here. How many 1s did you get, Danny? 4 foot left. Here we go. No, Healy. Oh, I might get away with that. It's cutting in. Ah, it's up the left. See, it's dropped that bit shorter. The strike was a little bit out, but again, still doing well considering this is a tour iron, mid cavity, you know, a player's club. Bit of a toe. I imagine that'll perform like the one just prior, which it has, was landed in the exact same spot. And again, that's what you're buying into with a club like this. It's doing what I expect. When I hit it in a position, it goes the distance I expect. When I hit it well, it goes the distance I expect. There's no surprises. I can throw up enough surprises. I don't want the club to. Oh, I can't get that just struck up the left, can I? I'm gonna be close here. Right, 2 more shots. And I reckon I've got him. Here we go. Is that left enough? That's too far left. Right, shot 10, and then we'll look at what spins, launches and that we're getting out of these. Looks and feels are definitely all in place for where you'd want this club to be. And to be fair, it's as good as anything. That's struck. No, it's left. Hit the green. Oh, just off. Let's take a look at what comes out then. So Danny was 22 foot, 10 inches. My average, 18 foot. Yes, please. But again, as I say, it's not really fair. He's hitting different lies, different conditions, firmer greens, mixed greens. I'm just hitting 10 shots in a row. So you'd expect to do better. What's interesting, I'm carrying it 160 average, because obviously I've got a few mishits in there, topping out 167 carry. Like I do feel like I could get this to 170 if that's what I wanted to do. It's a 7 iron spinning at 6,000, highest spin 6.4. So the numbers are healthy and the spin is in a good place. It's not a low spinning bomb ball kind of a club. This is indoors. If you put this outdoors, you're going to add another 500, nearly 1,000 revs to that. So I'll go to 7,000. So it's a, you know, it's a really good number performing club. You see my group of strikes. I'm trying to find the best spot to hit it, not really getting high on the face at all, which you wouldn't want to. These kind of clubs, you start hitting higher on this face and you're going to get nothing out of them compared to like the Game Improvements where you can get bomb balls from up there. So everything staying nice and middle to the low, a little bit heel and toey. Last shot, I think this one is averaging 25 degrees of dynamic loft presented. And if you look at the average loft presented, it's around 26. I'm working on this. I reckon I would present normally around 29 with my older swing. I'll do videos on this as I'm coming. I'm taking loft off a little bit at the moment with a grip change. So again, good numbers. So to be fair, I mean, it's doing everything I want it to do. It's a fraction long in blade length. It feels, I'll be interested. Post comments down below if you're going to try these or have tried these and you were impressed with how they felt, because it is a beautiful feeling club with some good shapes. It's just that slightly long blade length, which is a personal thing to me. And I'm really impressed with what's coming out of the numbers, how solid they are. Spins are good. Distance is where I'd want it. And as you can see, as I try to hit a distance on this hole, I'm not, you know, I can do it. I'm finding exactly what I want. My performance is being rated the most. The club is throwing up no surprises at all. And I've played this hole, it's tough. I'd take that bunch of shots every time. And I do feel like I could get more out of it if I wanted. You know, I'm just hitting a distance there. Let's try and knock one over the back of the green just for out of my own curiosity. More speed, but towed. Yes, it's 91 club. So you can see that toe shot is moving up into the good batch. So I definitely feel I could get this carrying with the right strike, 170. With this kind of iron, you know, it's giving me options. Unfortunately, the strike's just not there. Again, 90 mile an hour club head speed with a strike. That's going to be carrying 168 rather than the 158 miss it. Really impressed with that. I think that's just solid. Feels good, looks good. I mean, I think Cobra are one of the most underrated golf companies out there. They are consistently bringing out good clubs. Like, who would game this club? I think anyone could game this club. I wouldn't game the 5-iron. I think the 7-iron, any standard of play. I'd give this to my daughter who's a 34 handicap player because the lofts are decent. There's enough face down there. It's just when you start getting the loft off, I definitely want a bit of help with launch, which you would lose with these, but that's the beauty of getting them custom fit. So yes, they're aimed at your better player. You're going to generally find your lower handicapper goes in for the fit with these. But I think if you're careful with how you mix the clubs, so blend them, which is something you should be doing more in your fits, I honestly think anyone could game this and would like the feel of them. Post comments down below, is it something you would try or not? What do you think of the looks? Do you think it's something that you would hit and notice the sound or not? That's something you don't find in a club. I'd love to hear as always. Thanks for watching. Post comments down below.